welcome to Raid Lore Stories. Today's lore story is going to be for the new legendary Void Sylvan Watcher champion, Yncensa Grail-bearer. I might be saying her name wrong. That is one of my superpowers, mispronunciation. So we're going to go with Yncensa for now. And she has a beautiful design. I really like it. I can't wait to see what her lore story is. So let's read it together. The herbalist and naturalist of the Sylvan are the envy of the world, and in her time, Yncensa Grail-bearer was the greatest. Her research in botany, toxicology, and medicine left legacies that persist to this day. No mere academic, she was a warrior who battled to protect the Mistwood's natural sanctity against forces that would subvert and exploit its flora. In the age of treachery, demon spawn infiltrated the heart tree and awakened a seed of evil planted there 1,000 years prior by Siroth, when he first turned against the mortal world. So began the Sylvan corruption, a fell mutation that spread throughout the heart tree and into the surrounding forest. The befoulment seeped into the rhythm as well, driving Sylvan mad and pitting kin against kin, fae patrons against elven clients, villages against villages. Plants and animals taken by the corruption were twisted into violent mutants, exaggerating their traits for lethality above all else. The tree also called many of their creatures toward it and absorbed them, thereby learning their characteristics. It then used its repertoire of fangs, claws, thorns, and poisons to produce myriad monstrous hybrids. Arborists and watchers came across these sinister specimens with growing frequency, and Yncensa, already a noted expert in plants and herbs, was one of the first to realize that no natural disease or parasite could be responsible. It was no less than Siroth's darkness, and when it became clear that the heart tree had fallen to their ancient foe, the Sylvans sprang into desperate action. Yncensa assumed a place of leadership as the fight against the corruption gathered momentum and urgency. She was wise in nature's ways and eloquent in swaying doubters and rallying the believers. Decades of war raged on as the bubble of corruption grew and non-magic horrors emerged from the heart tree's festering boughs. When not weaving spells of purification and eradication upon the battlefield, Yncensa worked obsessively with samples of corrupted plant and animal tissue, seeking to better understand the Sylvan enemy. This exhausting time was when she first used her famous grail, a precision alchemic magi vessel carved from rare iron ash wood, laced with enchantments and crafted with utmost precision. Its surface was slick and clean, blessed to never absorb a single drop of the ichors and toxins placed in it, but to contain and separate them for mixing and distillation. With such an instrument for her research, Yncensa made multiple breakthroughs while spreading no contaminants. Yncensa learned much of the corruption and documented hundreds of creatures it spawned. She sought a way to combine her magic and alchemy to enhance the power and scope of each to help her people overcome the spreading onslaught. At that point in the corruption, the Sylvan from their new capital, Neressa, had received Shadowkin rebels as allies and sent emissaries to the dwarves of the Sky Iron Dominion, begging their assistance. Yncensa traveled to a famed dwarven workshop and showed them her enchanted grail, asking if they could improve her design. The dwarves were intrigued and agreed. After they completed their work, it burned with a magical flame to obviate the need of external heating of the vessel and could be affixed to Yncensa's battle staff, the grain of its wood aligning with the weapons for full attunement. Through experimentation and painful trial and error, Yncensa concocted herbal compounds that weakened or purged the corruption, and with her grail staff, she could channel these natural cleansers into magical bursts of vapor. Yncensa Grail-bearer purged thousands of the spawn of the corrupted tree, flame-spewing panther beetles, acid-maw tentacled bark spiders, and many-headed needle bears with massive feet pinchers and scores more. Thanks to the Grail's eternal cleanliness, it was a simple matter for Yncensa to extract the corruption-killing compounds and replace them with healing herbs from her many pouches and vials when necessary. She could turn a single dose into a stream of rejuvenating energy, capable of restoring multiple Sylvan warriors to full fighting effectiveness simultaneously. She needed her powers to heal herself also, for continued exposure to the corruption, the wounds she suffered, and the effects of failed experiments all took their toll. With fire and steel, the Nerissa coalition of Sylvan Skyer, dwarves, and Shadowkin rebels pushed back the corruption and finally burned the Tree of Darkness, ending the nightmare. But Yncensa could not be there for that joyous moment, for her years of ceaseless toil finally caught up with her. Noxious fumes have damaged her lungs and poisoned her blood, and even with her own genius of thermology, she could not reverse the decay. Before Yncensa could wither and die, however, the Arbiter rescued her from her sickbed and encased her within a shard. Now Teleria's greatest herbalist lives on to offer aid and advice to Teleria's ancient guardian. Okay, so what I like about this story is that, we see that the Sylvan Watchers were working with the Shadowkin and the Dwarves, because you actually see that they're in a union together, right? When we look at how the groups are put together, their factions. And really interesting about how basically like she sacrificed herself in so many ways to the end where everything that she did basically almost killed her until the Arbiter came and saved her and put into a shard. So we see the Arbiter again showing up and basically saving her life so that we can end up using her in the game as well too. Guys, what do you think for the lore story for our new champ here? Drop me a comment down below, and thanks for watching.